Van Halen rocks at 100.1 WKQQ, Guns N' Roses, Zeppelin, Judas Priest before that, Dead Air Dennis, and Pat Kilbane.
What's up, Dennis?
Hey man, how are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Nice to meet you. Welcome to town.
Yeah, thanks.
You ever been to Lexington before?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, actually, when the club was over when it was Comedy on Broadway over downtown,
Okay.
I started there as an opening act. So
I think this is your first time in the Double Q studios, though, here in our studios. I want to say yes. I just remember this. You're an Ohio guy.
That's right. Yeah, I grew up in Dayton.
Right.
And I moved to LA about 15 years ago.
Did you play sports when you were growing up in Dayton? You're a tall guy.
Yeah, I'm openly tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
No way to get around it tall.
Yeah, that's right. People always thought that I should play basketball and everything, but I just hit my head on things, and I've got I've got this odd combination of being clumsy but having excellent reflexes, So I'll drop something like a moron, but then catch it like a ninja, which isn't very helpful in sports. But
Pat Kilbane at Comedy Off Broadway this weekend. 271 joke for the tickets and. Now you do lots of impersonations. You've been on Mad TV, Fox, A&E, Showtime. I think you did some Showtime stuff.
Yeah. I was on that Full Frontal comedy show way back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Full Frontal. I mean, did you? That's been a few years.
Oh yeah. That was
wow.
That was an awful show, and really old. So.
Well, what's the coolest thing that you think that you've done?
And
you can talk about the movies because you've been in the movies, but what's the one thing that you had the most fun doing? I mean, you've done a lot.
Yeah, I think that I did that Seinfeld episode where I played the bizarro Kramer.
That's right.
And I was Kramer's like otherworld opposite, and that was super exciting because it was the first really big thing I ever booked, So all my friends from high school were calling me. And this is before the internet. That's how long ago this was.
Right.
People weren't emailing me. But that was just a thrill because it was such a huge show and it was such a huge break for me.
Yeah.
But then as far as day to day, I mean, Mad TV had to have been it. I mean, just. Working with so many funny people just every day, just eating breakfast, driving to work, and you're on a soundstage, doing comedy.
Right. Cameras are rolling, creative minds are brainstorming,
Yeah.
and you're right there in the middle of it. Pretty exciting. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You did semi-pro with Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
That's cool. What, did you meet him?
Yeah, I did. I had to brush up my basketball skills for that one. My skills weren't so hot. I remember the coach was like, Woody, selling the hell out of this play here. Kilbane, make your layup. It's like I kept missing my layup after knocking Woody Harrelson down. My knees were terribly sore. I was icing myself,
really?
For hours after shooting because I was in my late 30s when the thing came out, and running up and down the court with some of those guys were pro ball players.
Pretty good players, yeah, right.
Yeah, and but Will was just a great guy.
Yeah.
He was a really nice guy. He was really quiet, and then he just turns on the magic.
Turns it on.
Yeah, absolutely. At one point, we were doing a fight scene, and he jumped on my back. I wasn't, we're just kind of improvising, and Will Ferrell just leapt onto my back. He's not a small guy,
No.
I was just glad that my knees didn't give out at that point, but yeah, he's wild when the cameras are rolling.
Pat Kilbane, Comedy Off Broadway this weekend. We'll come back with more, and plus we should talk about Scarefest too. When you have a book,
that's right,
called The Brain Eater's Bible.
Buy a zombie for zombies.
So we'll get into that in just a few here. WKQQ. Aerosmith on 100.1 WKQQ. Foghat Live. Styx before that, and Styx coming to town for our birthday bash. Dead Air Dennis with Pat Kilbane, who's at Comedy Off Broadway. Pat, thanks for hanging out.
Absolutely.
And you're coming back tomorrow too, right?
That's correct.
All right. Don't stand me up.
I'll be here.
How does this work with Scarefest? Because you're doing Scarefest and you're doing Comedy Off Broadway at night.
Right.
Scarefest through the day.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. There's the radio in the morning, and then the convention all day, and then shows at night. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't short Jordan.
The comedy club.
Yeah. I don't want to go up there with any less than a full tank when I get when I get on stage.
It's time to perform.
Yeah.
Time to go, Kilbane. Come on.
Yeah.
The Brain Eater's Bible is your book. Now, are you a horror movie fan?
Yeah, science fiction horror is kind of my favorite genre. So I like movies like Alien and The Thing and the Dawn and Day of the Dead movies. And I was actually in the Day of the Dead remake.
Oh yeah?
I played the big nasty zombie at the end, who's a kind of an uber zombie. Could climb around walls and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Did you grow up watching all these scary films, and you've been a fan all your life? Or is
Yeah,
this...
you know, I love the local, you know, the local horror shows. I don't know if they have one here or
They
have
don't.
one here.
No, they don't.
But yeah, there used to be one called Shock Theater that was with a kind of a really corny, lovable host,
Right.
Dr. Creep, you know, and
Right.
I watched that religiously. But yeah, it kind of I was inspired after having been in Day of the Dead to write a book from the zombie point of view, and that's what the Brain Eater's Bible is. You know, it tells you how to adjust to your new look, you know, and how to accept yourself.
Something that sympathizes with zombies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're all not such bad people just because we have a dish of brain on the side.
Exactly. Yeah. And he explains how cannibalism really is misunderstood, you know, and yeah, there are certain things you should know about your body and how to hunt and kill that you know. It's appropriate for a zombie to know.
Life for a zombie can't be easy.
Well, you know, in a lot of ways, it's good. You're free. You know, you're free of your ego, and in terms of your vanity. You know,
Right.
there's no more pimple cream. There's no more combs and hair gel. No more mirrors, really. And you know, your wardrobe. You're kind of sticking with the same thing the whole time. And you know, you've got no possessions. You've got no debt. You've got no boss. You've got no responsibilities except to feed yourself with brains. So. It allows you to focus, you know, and I think that's what we all look for in life, is a purpose.
He's not just a star of movies and TV and a comedian. He's also is this your first book?
Yeah, it's my first one.
The Brain Eater's Bible. So, are you signing and selling copies at Scarefest?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll be fun, you know, and I hear it's a great convention. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and
it's one of the bigger ones in the nation. I know that.
10,000 people.
Yeah.
Between 8 and 12 days. It's huge. Yeah.
Scarefest this weekend. Pat Kilbane at Comedy Off Broadway. We didn't get to any of your impersonations, but when you come back tomorrow, we can
Absolutely.
You can do some of those.
Yes, sir.
All right. Maybe leave us with a little Arnold. Maybe you leave us with a little Schwarzenegger.
So today, we'll leave you with that today. People of California, I know what it is to be an immigrant. I came here with nothing, and just like every other immigrant, I posed in male nudie magazines and did low-budget movies just to make ends meet.
Pat Kilbane, Comedy Off Broadway, and Scarefest this weekend. Pink Floyd rocks next here at Double Q.